I'm going to do a real quick video on fear and judgment. I want to just explain in a way they're the same thing and the same mechanisms. We cannot judge others unless we're judging ourselves first. And I can use scripture to quote that, but this is a video for everybody, so I'm not going to go there. But you cannot effectively judge somebody else unless you're first judging yourself. And my example for you is fear. It is impossible to hold fear in your heart if you're focused on others. Let me repeat that. It's impossible to hold fear in your own heart if you're only focused on others. And I can give you a Bible verse for that too, but I won't, because this is not for Christians, it's for everybody. I'm going to give you an example with the fear. A little child runs into the street after its ball, and a truck's coming down the street, and someone who's just passing by sees it and knows that that kid's going to get hit, and they jump in front of that truck and they push the kid out of the way, and they get their leg run over and their leg breaks, but the child's okay. The child has some scrapes, and the cops come and everybody comes, and they said, you know, what on earth possessed you to jump in front of that car and to save that kid? Weren't you afraid? Weren't you afraid of dying? And the man will probably say, in that exact moment, I had no thought about myself, because all I was seeing and focusing on was this little kid that was going to get killed. And I couldn't let that happen. And so something took over, and I just jumped and moved the kid, and I got hurt. And someone is going to say, yeah, that was perfect love. That was perfect love. Because you were only focused on someone else. You weren't focused on yourself. You were not thinking about yourself. Therefore, you had no fear. If you are only focusing on others, you are not in a capacity to hold fear. That's why people jump and do courageous things like that, because at that moment, at that exact moment, there's no thought of self. You can't judge others unless you're judging yourself. And maybe I can go deeper on it. I haven't thought too much about it. I was thinking about this yesterday a little bit. I can definitely go deeper if I use the Bible, but I'm not going to. But basically, think about it. I put faith in people. I think they're smart enough, and I trust God. You know, I believe that people need to do things for themselves. And it's not like I'm trying to force people to do things for themselves. I just think that I like to give people confidence that they can do things, rather than thinking that they got to watch my videos just to learn and they got to do this just to learn. People are capable of learning, and they're capable of doing a lot. But I'm just trying to explain to you that basically, at the end of the day, it is impossible to judge others unless you are judging yourself. Just like it's impossible to hold fear in your heart when you're only focused on others. If you're only focused on someone else, truly 100% only focused on, you can't hold fear. Because your focus is not on you. It's the opposite with judgment. If you're judging someone else, I can guarantee you it first went inward and then went outward. Because if you really understand judgment, and like I said, I could talk about it with the Bible. I even wrote an interpretation. But, I'm not going to use the Bible. I'm going to let you think about it. But basically, when you're judging someone, if you're effectively judging someone, it's because you're first judging yourself. So it goes this way first, then it goes out. If you become a man where it never goes this way, and it's very difficult to do, and I can't do it separate from Christ, if you can truly become a person where it doesn't go this way, there's no ricochet. It'll never ricochet. It never goes straight out. It always goes in then out. And with the fear, as long as you're going like this, as long as there's no thought on self, can't come back.